or those who are the victims, those who unfortunately were victims of such orchestration. Do you get my point? Let's look at it from this instance or from this angle. If someone should take the life of your father, and give you 1 billion, would you be satisfied? I'm asking you a question. Would you be satisfied? Of course, you wouldn't be satisfied. It is not about the money. You shouldn't look at it from the monetary face. We are looking at a point where these people have been a successful barrier, a befitting barrier. Do you get my point? It is indeed an insult.
He being a survivor should have a life, don't you think?
Sorry?
He being a survivor should have a life.
Of course, he should have a life. Yeah. That's why I indeed started by asking myself, I begin asking myself
on whose
on what course was his journey? Was it on a national course? Indeed, I must say that although
you have to wait until he's going on a national course.
Although it was not on a national course, it does not mean that when such incidents happen to any Ghanaian or any relative of Ghana, the government should not intervene. No, that is not my point. The point I'm trying to make is, if indeed he had succeeded, would he come back and pay tax to the Ghana government? Of course, he wouldn't have come back to pay tax to the Ghana government. So what he's saying, it's baseless. It is neither here nor there for him to condemn Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Addo as then who was the foreign affairs minister.
Now let's get to Ambosa. Your own take on this quickly before we move on to some other issue.
Right, much has been said about Mr. Martin-Kyere's issue with the government, specifically with the MPP government, making a particular reference to Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo. But the question is, why at this point in time? Why at this point in time? A lot has been said, but I don't know. It might have a political motive to tarnish the image of Nana-Addo-Dankwa, or maybe anything of that sort. But one point is, when NDC came to power in the early 2009, and the issue of the 44 Ghanaian deaths and the Gambian government, the AU Human Rights Commission has started the negotiation, has started the signing a peace agreement, trying to negotiate the whole issue with the Ghanaian government so as to settle it. The MPP government initiated the process of trying to reach a consensus between the two governments. And international diplomacy is not one-day job and a one-day issue. So MPP government started doing something, and NDC came and continued it and concluded it to up to a certain point. And now the whole issue has not been concluded yet. $500 million has been given out to be.
It's not $500 million.
$500,000. $500,000. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Gambia $500 million.
So at this point, this $500,000 are going to be shared among the 6 families who have their relatives dead, right? So the whole thing has not been concluded yet, and Mr. Martin-Kyere should, try to be clear with us over here that he has praised the NDC government. Fine. He should also note that the MPP government started the whole process, and the process is ongoing, and it must end at some point. And the NDC government came and they continue it, and it will end at a certain point. And bringing Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo in this issue is what seems mysterious and mischievous to me. I believe that the man should have done us a great service, but sparing Nana-Akufo-Addo at this point in time, because they are in a political season, and everything you do, a political color is added to it. So Mr. Martin-Kyere, might have a mischievous idea or conception about trying to tarnish the image of Nana-Addo-Dankwa-Akuffo-Addo, just to create an impression that Nana-Akufo-Addo is not fine to people, is not well and qualified for the presidential slot that he's running for, right? I believe that Nana-Akufo-Addo has done something of that sort when there was a conflict, a political instability in Ivory Coast. in the year 2002 and 2004. Between that year, nana-addo-dankwa-akuffo-addo brokered the deal between the military government and then the civilian government. So nana-addo-dankwa and the international diplomacy, I believe he has the acumen, and he is, a well and astute international diplomat to, broker a deal between nations. So I do not think an inch that nana-addo-dankwa will neglect martin-kyere. Even what makes martin-kyere's case a bit doubtful is at this point, why not early this year, but at this point in time where nana-addo-dankwa is in a race to become the MPP flag bearer, and we are raising these concerns. Your concerns might be genuine, but the timing is not appropriate. At our end here.
Right, okay, thank you very much. It's 20 minutes to 9. It's a long community watch on Focus 943. It's all at attackkusi@wordpress.com. Pretty shortly, I must promise I will be going live on the internet, and then you can just watch us from there. It's the 2nd of August 2010 on your community watch. Let's get to Bismarck Osei-Champong as Bismarck takes us through his own impression of the statement delivered by John-alan-kyeremanteng today. Bismarck.
Yes, Ataki. Well, before God and man, I am of this strongest of opinion that, if you look at all the 5 people who are contesting for the presidential slot of the New Patriotic Party, I have no shred of doubt that each one of them qualifies to lead the New Patriotic Party. You look at the profile of Kyeremanteng, somebody who the Time magazine has said that he's one of the future leaders and one of the business magnates to emerge on this planet. You look at the profile of Nana-Akufo-Addo. If you're talking about legal numerary in this country, you cannot push away Nana-Akufo-Addo's name. In fact, most of the major legal cases in this country were handled by Nana-Akufo-Addo. You look at somebody like Professor Frimpong-Boateng. Even talking about health, the man has written his own history. Everywhere in Ghana, people know Professor Frimpong-Boateng when we talk about health issues. Look at somebody like Anamwa-Ezekwesili, the MP for Subin. When you're talking of industrialists, I don't know if people know this, that intravenous infusion, that company belongs to him. It's a management consultant firm, one of the leading management consulting firms in West Africa, giving managers of companies everywhere in Africa. If you're talking of lawyer John Kwame Kodua, yes, we do know lawyer Kwame Kodua within the ranks of the MPP. Don't forget that in 1998 you contested for the same slot at Sunyani. He contested alongside Nana-Akufo-Addo, then candidate Kufuor, Mr. J.H. Mensah, and Kofi Konadu-Apreku and the likes. So among these 5 people, all these people qualified to lead the MPP. And to the statement that was made by Mr. Kyeremanteng today, yes, if you have gotten an opportunity to go through the his press statement, that's exactly what Ghana needs. Some of these things is what Ghana needs. 1, seeing poverty as an enemy, and 2, the enemy number 1, and 2, seeing unemployment as enemy number 2. That is what most African nations have been battling against. And so, if you are a presidential candidate and you have solutions or strategies, to combat some of these things, obviously, it's a step in the right direction. And so I think that what he did today is very good. You look at his the statement that he made, that he, if given opportunity, will be able to help the country to achieve the Millennium Development Goal by the year 2015. And that has been the agenda of the MPP, even right from the time that President Kufuor was in office. And so, personally, I did not see anything different from this. And, of course, that's what you'll expect from somebody who wants to be voted for as a presidential candidate of the biggest opposition party, the NPP. So I'm not surprised about the context of his statement. As was made today. This is exactly what you expect from such a person like Kyeremanteng. He's an entrepreneur. Everybody knows Alan is an entrepreneur. He's an industrialist and so many other stuff. So obviously some of these things is exactly what you'll be expecting from him.